Okay, so picture this. A crystal clear lake way up in the Himalayas.
Wow.
So high up, it's practically touching those snow-capped peaks.
Beautiful.
This is Manimahesh Lake.
Right.
And it's not just beautiful, it's sacred to Hindus. And, you want to experience this pilgrimage.
You want to go there.
But that multi-day trek.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not your style.
Not for everyone.
So today we're diving deep into how to book a helicopter ride for the Manimahesh Yatra in 2025.
That's exciting.
We're going to break down everything you need to know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are curious about this.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's really interesting about this,
Yeah.
is that helicopters open up this experience to so many people who couldn't do the traditional trek.
Right.
People who, for example, might not be physically able or have the time. It really changes the whole dynamic of the pilgrimage.
That's such a good point. I hadn't thought about it that way before.
True.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
let's back up for a second.
Okay.
What exactly is the Manimahesh Yatra?
Right.
I mean, why is this lake so special?
Well, let me tell you, the Manimahesh Yatra is a pilgrimage to this lake, which is perched over 4,000 meters high in the Pir Panjal range of the Himalayas.
Wow.
It's a hugely important site for Hindus. And every year, thousands of pilgrims make the journey, usually in August or September.
Okay.
And it's timed with a special full moon.
Interesting.
Celebrated in Hinduism.
So they plan it around that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Think of it like a giant festival atmosphere, but, up in the mountains.
Wow, a festival at 4,000 meters.
That's right.
Okay, I'm starting to understand the appeal of a helicopter ride already.
Yeah, it's quite the experience.
But besides avoiding that altitude,
Right.
what are some other reasons someone might choose to fly instead of trek?
Well, just think about it.
Okay.
The helicopter cuts down travel time significantly.
Right.
And that's huge for people with busy schedules or who, like we said, might not be physically up for a multi-day trek.
Yeah.
Plus, it lets you dedicate your energy to the spiritual aspect of the pilgrimage, which, let's be honest, is the whole point, right?
Totally.
Yep.
So if someone's listening and thinking, okay, I'm in,
Right.
sign me up for the helicopter.
I want to do this.
What's their first step? Where do they even begin?
First things first.
Okay.
You need to lock down those exact dates for the 2025 Yatra. It typically falls between August and September.
Okay.
But it varies a bit each year.
I see.
Because it's based on the Hindu lunar calendar.
Oh, okay.
So to get the most accurate dates, the best thing to do is to check official sources.
Okay.
Like the Himachal Pradesh government website or the District Chambas website.
So going straight to the source.
Exactly.
Those will have all the up-to-date info.
We'll have all the details you need.
Perfect. All right, so dates are confirmed.
Okay.
What's next on the checklist?
Well, next up is registration.
Okay.
And this is non-negotiable.
Oh, wow.
It's mandatory for all pilgrims.
So no matter what.
Regardless of whether you're trekking or taking a helicopter.
Got it.
You have to register.
Okay.
Usually you can register online.
Okay.
Which is super convenient.
Yeah.
Or you can do it in person in Barmer.
Okay, so either way works.
Either way, just make sure you keep a copy of your registration acknowledgement.
Oh, okay.
You'll need it later, trust me.
Got it. Registration is key.
Yeah.
Now, for the fun part,
Okay.
the helicopters themselves.
Right.
How do you even go about choosing an operator?
That's a good question.
Are there a bunch of options or is it pretty limited?
Well, there are a few different operators offering helicopter services for the Manimahesh Yatra.
Okay.
When I was researching this for myself, I actually came across helicopterbooking.org, and they seem like a pretty popular choice.
Okay.
Plus, I've heard they have great customer support.
Yeah.
Which can be a real lifesaver when planning something like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you want to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with something as important as a pilgrimage.
That's a good tip. Okay, so let's say we found an operator. We're like,
oh, right.
What's the next step in actually getting a spot on one of those helicopters?
Good question.
So we've got our operator picked out.
Yep.
What happens next? Can we just show up with our bags and hope for the best?
Not quite.
Okay.
The next step is to actually make the booking.
Okay.
Most operators let you do this online.
Okay.
Which is super easy.
Right.
Or you can give them a call directly.
Oh, okay. So pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there a best time to book? Would we be jumping on this right away?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or can we wait a bit?
This is where things get interesting.
Okay.
Because of the popularity of the Yatra, those helicopter slots fill up really quickly.
Oh, wow.
Especially if you're trying to go during peak season.
Right.
So honestly, the earlier you book, the better.
Okay.
Don't wait until the last minute.
Got it.
You might be disappointed.
Noted. Early booking is key.
Definitely.
Now, I know there are different types of helicopter packages available.
Yeah.
How do you figure out which one is right for you?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the different operators and packages,
Yeah.
make sure you really understand what's included.
Okay.
Some operators just provide the helicopter ride itself,
Okay.
while others offer more comprehensive packages that
Uh-huh.
include things like transportation to and from the helipad,
Oh, wow.
accommodation, meals,
Really?
and even guided tours.
So they have like full-on packages.
Yeah, it really depends on your budget and what level of convenience you're looking for.
So it's all about figuring out what kind of experience you want to have, right?
Exactly.
Whether it's more DIY or more all-inclusive.
It's your pilgrimage, so you get to choose how you want to experience it.
I like that.
Now, once you've picked your packers and your booking is confirmed, you're pretty much set, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Time to start packing.
Hold on just a second.
Oh, good.
Before you pack those bags, there's one crucial thing you need to remember.
Okay, what's that?
Your documents.
Oh, right, of course.
You'll need a valid photo ID.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you're an Indian citizen, you'd need your Aadhaar card,
Okay.
which is kind of like a national identification card.
Right, right.
Or you could use your voter ID or passport.
Okay.
And of course, don't forget that copy of your Yatra registration acknowledgement that we talked about earlier.
Oh, right. Those are important.
Yes, very important.
Can't believe I almost forgot.
It happens.
Okay, so documents are gathered, bags are packed.
All right.
We're ready to fly.
Almost.
Any advice for first-time helicopter riders?
Sure.
Or any tips to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible?
Absolutely. On the day of your flight, try to arrive at the helipad early.
Okay.
Flights are usually scheduled in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and you definitely don't want to miss yours because of traffic or any unexpected delays.
Right.
Also, dress comfortably
Okay.
and bring a light jacket.
Good idea.
Even if it's warm where you're starting. Remember, you're
Yeah.
going up to a pretty high altitude.
It's true.
So the temperature can be quite different up there.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
Comfort and layers are key.
always a good idea.
Now let's talk about the practical side of things.
Okay.
What kind of budget should someone be looking at for a Manimahesh helicopter ride in 2025?
All right.
Give us the numbers.
Well, the cost can vary
Okay.
depending on a few factors.
Like what?
Which operator you choose, whether
Okay.
you're going one way or round trip,
Right.
and what's included in your package.
Got it.
But to give you a general idea,
Okay.
a one-way ride from Barmer to Garakund,
Mhm.
which is the base camp for the Yatra,
Right.
could cost anywhere between 2,500 to 5,000 rupees.
All right. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And what about a round trip?
For a round trip, you're probably laying at something between 4,500 to 8,000 rupees.
Okay, so double, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then if you choose one of those all-inclusive package deals,
Right.
that include the helicopter ride, accommodations, meals,
Mm-hmm.
and all the other bells and whistles.
All that good stuff.
What are we talking about there?
The prices can range from 12,500 to 25,000 rupees per person.
Wow, that's quite a range.
It is, yeah.
So it sounds like it's really important to do your research,
Mm-hmm.
compare prices, and figure out what's going to work best for your individual budget and need.
Absolutely.
Great advice.
Thanks.
Now, for our listeners who are already starting to get excited about their 2025 Manimahesh Yatra,
Yeah,
what are some early bird tips to help them secure the best deals?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
My top tip is to book early, like
Okay.
really early.
Okay.
Booking 6 to 12 months in advance
Wow.
can often unlock early bird discounts from a lot of operators.
Wow. So you really do have to plan in advance.
Yeah, it pays to be prepared.
All right.
Also, if you're flexible with your dates, consider traveling during off-peak days like weekdays.
Yeah. Okay.
You might find lower prices
Okay.
and fewer crowds.
So less hectic.
Right.
And potentially more affordable.
Exactly.
That's a win-win.
For sure.
Any other pearls of wisdom for us?
Let's see, remember those package deals we talked about?
Yeah.
Even though they might seem a bit pricier up front,
Okay.
they can actually be a great value.
I see.
Bundling everything together can take a lot of the stress out of planning,
Right?
which is a huge bonus when you're dealing with something as complex as a pilgrimage.
I agree. Yeah, package deals, they're like the ultimate travel hack.
Totally.
So much easier than trying to book everything separately.
Absolutely. It takes the guesswork out of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other must-know tips before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I've got a couple more.
Okay, lay 'em on me.
First, soon as reservation open,
Yeah.
complete your Yatra registration and make your ticket payment.
Got it.
Don't procrastinate on this
Okay.
one. It'll help you avoid any last-minute headaches and guarantee your spot.
For sure.
Second, double-check all your documents.
Like what kind of documents?
Your ID, your registration acknowledgement, and anything else the operator requires.
Okay.
Well before your departure date.
Got it.
This will ensure a smooth and stress-free check-in process when you arrive.
So being organized and proactive is definitely the name of the game here.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've talked about why the Manimahesh Yatra is such a special pilgrimage. And we've really broken down the ins and outs of booking a helicopter ride to get there in 2025.
It's a popular option.
What stands out to you as the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
For me, it's just the fact that technology is making these incredibly powerful and meaningful pilgrimages accessible to a much wider range of people.
That's true.
It's pretty amazing to think about.
It really is. And for our listeners who are ready to embark on their own spiritual adventure,
Yes.
what's the one piece of advice you'd leave them with?
Don't wait to book. Especially if you're set on the helicopter option.
Right.
Those slots fill up fast, and you don't want to miss out.
Totally agree. Early booking is crucial.
It is.
Now, before we go, I want to leave you with a little something to think about.
Oh, right.
Imagine yourself standing at the edge of that sacred lake,
Wow.
surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of the Himalayas.
It's a special place.
It's a truly special place, and I bet it would spark all sorts of reflections and aspirations.
What a powerful image.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder what kind of transformation you might experience in a place like that.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into the world of Manimahesh Yatra helicopter bookings.
It's been fun.
Hopefully you feel informed and inspired to start planning your own unforgettable journey in 2025.
I hope so too.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.